Welcome to another episode of Sweet 915. I'm your host, Curtis Smith, and I have my co-host.
It's me, Fedora. How you doing
Hey,
today, Curtis?
girl. Hey, I like that hairstyle, girl. That's working
Um,
on you, girl. That's
thank you,
working.
thank you.
I'm not gonna do the other stuff because somebody might get offended. So we just gonna say I like that style, girl. That's working for you.
Thank you.
You know,
All
it's
right, thank you.
Sunday. It's Sunday, and it's a blessing to be here today. And um,
Truly.
the holidays is coming up. Guess what? And I finished my Christmas shopping. So
Yay.
for the kids, because Christmas is for the kids now. It ain't, you got a little boot
Not
thing,
for
or
adults.
yeah, you got your spouses and stuff like that. If you give them gifts year round, I don't think you should be going all bang to bang for Christmas. You
You know
know,
what?
I'm
We
just
beg
saying,
to
Fedora.
differ.
I'm just
We
saying,
can agree to disagree, but I mean, you shouldn't
buy you a
expect,
nice.
but
Hey, I'll
still.
buy you a nice shirt or a new dish set or something like that. For the kitchen. That's what you get. Hey
What?
fellas, that's what you get your
Hold on.
spouses. Get
No,
get them
no.
hey,
Don't
get
listen
them
to Curtis.
a nice
No,
new dish set.
no.
Um
Do not listen to Curtis, y'all out there, unless your woman asks you for something like that. Other than that, do not buy dishes, uh, any type of cooking things, unless
the
that
air
person
fryer,
asks you.
the
Now,
air
air
fryer.
fryers, like, if they ask for it, yes, that's fine.
No,
But you do
no, I'm
not
you
buy your
saying, hey,
spouse.
I'm trying to be.
You
She
don't
opened it up.
not just giving it to them without them without you knowing that's something that they want.
The new crock pot, the new George Foreman grill.
Mm-mm.
No,
No, we're not
no.
like y'all men wanting grill stuff and tools and all that foolishness. No, you have to ask us first, because otherwise we're gonna feel some type of way. I'm
How?
speaking for myself. I'm speaking
Okay,
for
how
myself,
how
but
how you gonna feel
most
some
people
type of
that
way?
I know, most women that I know, feel the
Mhm.
same way.
Hey, let's talk about it before we bring in our panelists. But we need to talk about this. Just school me, school me.
I'm telling you,
Hey,
don't do it unless
let me
you've
say
been
something.
asked.
That's why they get gift cards now. That's why fellas give them a gift card or put
No,
some money in the envelope and say, "Go buy what you want."
yeah, money is always good, but no,
There
not a
you
gift
go.
card.
See?
I wouldn't say, because that's like thoughtless. I mean, and unless that person says it,
Oh
yeah,
my
that's like
God,
you
y'all
don't have to
women,
do
man.
anything. You don't
Y'all
have to do
killing me,
anything to go
man.
get a gift card. Now you could put a gift card in a money envelope of money, like their favorite restaurant. Yeah, that. But yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to hook you up for when it's that time
A
again,
fifty
Curtis.
$50 gift card in a Christmas card. That.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like a
That's
Visa
all you
card,
get
and they
though.
can
That's
get
all you
what
get.
they. Yeah, that's fine, and they can get what they want. Yeah, but I'm saying just like a food plate, or like, just a simple, like, it needs to be presented in a way that unless y'all have that understanding. Because like
Mm-hmm.
me, I've always, like, a person would always ask me,
Uh,
and some people don't want to be asked, but for me, I do. They can ask me and I ask them, and so that way you get a gift that you want, instead of a gift that you may not want and you have to re-gift to somebody. So I'm all about giving somebody what they want or something that they would need, right? So I ask, okay, what do you want for Christmas? What do you need? And then I go off of that list or one or two things, and
mm-hmm.
then that's what I do. But yeah, I'm not one to want to be surprised, unless it's a ring or something like that. But yeah, don't buy me any cooking um stuff for the house, none of that, unless I ask for it. Like this year, I want a vacuum cleaner, so it's fine. But if I
Ladies, do
don't
you
ask for
agree,
that,
Fedora?
don't
Please
buy me no
comment.
vacuum cleaner.
Please comment. Tell the fellas what we need to get y'all for Christmas, we talking Christmas. We're not talking birthdays and Mother's Days and
You can never
anniversaries.
go wrong with jewelry.
We're talking about Christmas. Oh Lord.
Mhm. Why you stop?
Uh,
Jewelry and money. You can never go wrong.
Jewelry and money.
Yeah, it's always appreciated.
Okay. Jewelry and money. Mm.
Ask
Well,
anybody.
hey, listen, ladies, I'm still learning.
Yep.
I'm that guy that, mm, I'd rather just get you whatever's the end thing. If the pocketbook is the end thing, you're getting a pocketbook.
A
And I might
pocketbook.
put $50 gift card inside the pocketbook
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
or the purse,
First.
and it depends on how long we've been together. You might get something, with some shoes to go with it or something like that.
Okay, you
I
doing all
don't.
right, Curtis?
That's just me. Like I said, when we talked to
So,
one of the
so you were just messing with me when you were saying
one of the
with
other
the other.
counselors, when she was talking about um the gift giver. I'm the gift giver. I'm not the baby. I love you. Yeah, I tell you I love you, but I ain't about all that mushy stuff. So I be like, hey, here, I bought you something nice, or I might get in the mood to cook you some breakfast or something like that. Yeah. I so I do cook, but I don't make it known that I cook. I like it to be a surprise. I just don't jump in a relationship and start cooking for people.
No.
Don't do that.
Mm.
Sorry, just me. So when
Sorry.
Mocha has her black on the border scene, I will be on it and I'm going to tell him. No, I don't do that. Sorry, not this guy. I'm like a woman. You got to work. You don't get all the perks at first.
Well, you shouldn't. It'll be a surprise.
Mm-hmm. So thanks for enlightening me, Fedora.
Yeah.
On
I'm gonna have you right for somebody
on Christmas, so I'm learning.
Yeah.
But we're going to invite our guest in. Mr. Dax Thomas is back, and Miss Tanya Eric. We're going to talk about some things today, y'all.
Hey, Tanya.
Hey.
Hey, Tanya.
Hey, Dax.
Brother.
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Brother, Mr.
Good.
Cornell West. Hey, brother.
Huh?
Dax, brother. You was really on that journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, boy, indeed. New growth.
I feel you,
New
man.
Growth. New growth.
And the gray is coming in, brother. It's looking good on you. It's looking good on you, brother. I see that gray is coming in nicely.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
40 hit me hard.
Y'all are babies. Y'all still young. Enjoy. Y'all still young.
40
I'm older than all y'all.
I'm a baby. I'm a baby too. Yeah.
Y'all babies. I'm a woman of a particular age, so all y'all. Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. I'm an 80s baby.
Mama.
Yeah.
What you say?
Yes,
indeed.
What did you say?
I ain't say nothing. I said hello, guys. Welcome back to the show. And we just gonna talk about this year. This year, as you know, COVID's been out, and COVID has changed lives this year, and people have had to adjust with the loss of family members, the loss of jobs, houses, and finance changes and changes all throughout their lives. And we just want to talk to you guys and see what some of the things that you had to adjust and what lessons you learned throughout 2020 that you'll probably take into 2021 that you would like to talk about a little bit. We'll start with Tanya. I like to start with Tanya. Hey, Tanya, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
2020 has been a COVID year. What are some of the lessons you learned this year dealing with the pandemic and everything else is going on?
I think one of the most important lessons is family. Yeah. Just absolutely connecting and reconnecting with family and not taking anything for granted. It's easy in previous years just to move and shake and work and just keep focused on I'll get to it and put things in the back burner. And one of those things oftentimes is family. So just reconnecting and connecting with family and counting our blessings. It has been a year where several people have been really humbled. I think I always tear up when you see the food banks and people who've never had to utilize them crying and in tears and just, upset that they've been humbled to the fact of having asked for help. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's a major lesson is don't be afraid to ask for help. That's why these services are out there, friends and family. That's why they're out there, so that we can connect. And so the biggest thing is connection. I think 2020 brought back the season of connection for you and your loved ones.
Yeah. And what about you, Dax? What are some of the lessons you learned in 2020?
Yes. Along with the family, along with staying with family, allow yourself some time with just just personal space, so you can just breathe and relax a little bit. You don't get enough of that a lot of times, and it's kind of, you need it nowadays because you're quarantined with others. So allow yourself a little time. Even when everyone is asleep, you could just be for a little bit, and you can just breathe a little while. Along with that is trying just while we're in the house, try and pay attention to what you're eating. A lot of times we just sit there, we watch a lot of TV, and we'll just eat a lot of stuff that's not really good for us. Stay conscious of what you eat. If you can, if your money permits, just stay conscious of your intake. Drink a lot of water. That's what I learned. It's just staying focused on yourself, as well as those that you affect and affected by you.
Okay. What about you, Miss Fedora?
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Well, for me, the lessons learned, the importance, which I already knew, but connecting with the people that you love, being family, friends. If they come across your mind, God's put that person on your mind for a reason. So stop whatever it is you're doing and call them, because tomorrow is not promised. Self-care matters. That's what's important. Like, make sure that you take care of yourself, because if you're 100, then you'll be able to give and pour into others. But if you're not, then you can't. So take care of yourself, whatever your definition of self-care is, which means the things that you enjoy or strive doing. I learned that it's okay to be still. And what I mean by that, it's okay for you to do absolutely nothing. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up, because I know as women, and I know for myself, the type of personality that I have, I'm always doing, I'm always going, a mile a minute. I'm busy doing things, but it's okay that when you push yourself, because I'm constantly, I call it, I'm pressing through. Even if I'm not feeling well, or even if I'm totally exhausted, I'm pressing through, because I know I have a responsibility and I know I have things to do. However, my body now will stop me, right? It'll say, Fedora, this is it. We're done. I don't know. And I always joke about it. I say, my body is like, I don't know what you're trying to do, girlfriend, but I'm done. And then my mind is like, I want to keep going, but that's not going to happen. So that means get enough rest, get enough sleep, eat well, get enough water, stay hydrated. So self-care, putting yourself first. And then that's also making mental health your priority, right? If you know you have anxiety, if you have depression, or any type of other mental illness, anything, just make sure that you're connecting with those individuals who you need to talk to, professional or, friends, whatever it is, whoever you need to speak with, make sure that you speak to them during this time. Don't let it go. And then make yourself get up, make yourself do something different than you would ordinarily do. Because this pandemic can get us down. It can mess with our psyche, because we are people and we're used to connecting with one another, right? So if we can't physically, like those who live alone, if you can't physically be with someone else, and touch them, just talking to somebody, like FaceTime or whatever, speaking to them, it helps you. It helps you mentally, for you to laugh. It's okay to laugh, even through pain. Laugh is an excellent medicine, I call it. Watching a comedy show on television, whatever it may be, but laugh. At least it helps you live longer too. There's studies for it. I don't know how much longer you live, but there are studies. I mean, just laugh. Like, and those of you who don't, like, a gut wrenching laugh is so good. And after it, even when tears come down, you feel better. Like, you feel better. So at least laugh at least once a day. And then listen to that still small voice. Like, and I know it's God's voice. Listen to that voice when he tells you or urges you to do something. And it may be out of the ordinary. Do it, and even if you're afraid, do it afraid. So there are a lot of books that should be coming out of the pandemic, or a lot of whatever journals or things that you said you didn't have time to do, then now you can do it. Or new hobbies like paintings or drawings or whatever it may be, writing poetry, singing, making that album, whatever it is, just do it. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, but do it. Yeah. So that's
I would say lessons learned from me going in 2020, going into 2021 would be, reaching out to family members more often. Like Tanya was saying, I lost a friend, a very good friend, and I lost a family member to COVID. We're not able to have the family reunions that we have. So I think we need to get back to those things. So that's a lesson, not being able to see them. We should have our family reunions again, our military reunions, so we can see old friends that we were close to back during our Army careers or whatever career you were in, college classmates, high school classmates, class reunions, those things like that. I think we need to get back to those because, as you can see, we weren't able to move around a lot. So the COVID has opened our eyes to some of those important things that we kind of took for granted when our parents and grandparents used to have those things, and the new generation such as us don't really care for that. It's like, it's too much planning involved, it's too much of this, or we got to get back to that, I think. And having to conduct business instead of being in a building to conduct official business, we had to do it through Zoom. I think that was a major adjustment for me, not being able to actually sit amongst people in a room, and being hosted to just doing it on Zoom. And it was just so different for me, and trying to control the atmosphere because of the COVID-19. Another thing would be, those things like that going into the new year. We just gotta, realize how important technology is, and we need to get up to date on technology. We can't sit back and say, "Well, I'm not a computer guru, so I'm just not going to do Zoom." Or, like I said, you got the iPhone. The iPhone has a lot of apps on it. Different phones. Android has a lot of apps on that you could use to communicate with family members and friends, or just to pick it up and say hello, or we're going to have this meeting today, or whatever the case may be. We get too many. I heard too many excuses about, I don't know how to do that. I'm not computer savvy, and so on and so forth. Well, the technology is there. Sometimes these classes are free for us. We just don't want to get out there, like you said, and take advantage of the classes to get updated with the times. So yeah, that those two things for me was difficult, and not being able to get out. But like you said, Fedora, I got books. I got some books I picked up that I had saw Dax posting on his Facebook page that I looked into and started reading on educational books about politics, life, history, our history, Black history. So yeah, those are some of the things that I look forward to going into 2020. Just getting out and enjoying life, and not taking it for granted. I think that's especially important, and loving myself. Taking time for me. Back in the day, I could say that I was always on the go, but 2020 kind of shut all that down. So I had to pick and choose what was important.
Yep.
Yeah, going home to see my kids was very important for me. My sister just, she was adamant about me going home for Thanksgiving, so I had to plan accordingly. Get tested before I left, stay in one location while I was there, get tested coming back. So I had to think about, the safety of my family, and they got little kids and older people in the house. So those things were important to me. So going into 2020, I have to plan those things out so we can adjust. And finances, it really showed me financially. It showed me that, like you say, if I just take the time to cook, I could save a whole lot of money.
Oh yeah.
A whole lot of money if I just.
And health wise, it's a great benefit too, because when you don't get all that extra stuff that they frying up and putting in the fast foods, it's awesome.
Yeah. So I looked at some things, and I tried a few different things, the vegan thing, the pescatarian thing. So we got out there and did some different things, but those things can be expensive, but when you cook it at home, it's not as tasteful as it is as the restaurant.
Yes, it is.
What?
Yes, it is.
It is more,
it's more tasteful.
What?
I don't know what kind of cooking you do.
You get to choose the seasoning going into your food. You're not seasoning stuff right, Curtis. I'm sorry. But food tastes better than the restaurant.
Jack's not eating bread no more. You don't want to eat no pork.
Nope.
Dora don't want to eat no meat. Tanya don't want to eat bread no more. No.
We're trying to get you on the bandwagon, Curtis. You're just stubborn. You're so stubborn.
I think I live through you all.
No, you need to live for yourself.
You need to live for yourself and drink some water every day.
I've been drinking water every day. I drink man, I got a whole case right here that I just got, and man, I've been killing this water, man, because
that's good.
I got away from the sodas for a little bit. I did the no soda thing, the no juice thing, drinking water.
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I adjusted some things during the pandemic, trying to get right.
That's good. That's good.
Right on.
Yeah. Somebody says other season so. Somebody says other season.
I know that's the truth.
Look, man, I don't know how to cook like that. I'm sorry, I'm not a chef.
Well, you don't have to be a chef, Curtis. Just try different things.
I do.
And let me tell you something. Vegetables will hook it up, stir fry.
All the that you boil in the bag from Walmart. Yeah, I just put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes.
But you still have to season them, Curtis.
You put some butter on it.
No, you still have to season them. Get some Mrs. Dash, the salt-free stuff, and then sprinkle the different seasonings on there, and then put the margarine
down, Mrs. Dash,
butter,
indeed,
and then shake it up, and then you add your stuff.
No
Curtis,
salt.
You gotta take a cooking class.
It works.
No salt.
I use it every day. Use it every day.
Okay.
Every day.
All right.
See, Curtis always thinks it's gonna taste bad. He used to all that fat back and
we tried it. And I tried it. It was delicious, but once that food got cold,
heat it up.
Yeah, it tasted really different.
No, it did.
So
Heat it up, Curtis.
Hey, Tanya, when I tried to reheat it up,
Are we talking about the vegan food?
Yes,
that's what
I can't speak to that. Like, I'm so proud of Fedora. I caught the episode where you all were talking about the different eating lifestyles, and I found it so very interesting. And I'm proud of Fedora for going vegan. But we still got to go and sit at one of these vegan restaurants and let me, try it out. I know we had discussed that. The pandemic put a pin in that.
Yeah.
But I'd like to try it out. I don't know that I would make it at home, but
it's easy.
Like you, Curtis, I like red meat, but you can still be healthy with it.
Right.
Extremely healthy with it.
No, I got away from it. I don't eat too much red meat. I really don't. I don't know why.
Chicken and fish.
I'm a chicken and turkey type of dude.
And see, Curtis, I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to transition easily, because my diet mostly consisted, back when I ate meat, of chicken and fish. And so now that I do the pescatarian, because I did miss my seafood, I thought I would have missed my chicken, really, because I ate chicken like 7 days a week, right? Or like shrimp and fish and things of that nature. But I really miss my seafood. So that's why I have incorporated like the pescatarian lifestyle now. So everything is still like the vegan products, but I just add like the seafood into it.
Mhm.
So yeah, and I don't see why that would be. I don't think you're. I think you're setting yourself up, saying that you can't. But I really believe that it would be an easy transition for you once you get past the, it's not meat, like you would be messing with me.
Yeah.
Once you get past that in your mind,
Fedora had a so-called Philly cheesesteak made of mushrooms and onions, and called
That
it
sounds good.
it was good, girl.
with
That
some
sounds really good.
fake cheese. It's not
It
real
was not
cheese.
fake cheese.
It's fake cheese, and she's like, "Oh, it's so delicious." No, where's the meat? Where is the meat?
You don't need the meat. It's a mind.
That's
It's
not
a
a Philly
mind
cheesesteak. That is a
trip.
mushroom sandwich.
It's not. It tastes just like meat, and you put the
That's the
sauce on
idea,
it.
Curtis.
Today.
That's
Hey,
the idea, brother.
I do the smoothie things. I just stopped buying. I've been laying off. That used to be my breakfast, the smoothie thing. I fixed the tire on my bike too, Fedora. My stationary bike. I fixed the
Oh, you
tire.
did? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, good.
and I rode it a couple days ago.
Good. Baby
Yeah,
steps, Curtis. Baby
it's not
steps.
that next. My flat tire on my stationary bike.
Yeah.
Like, what did happen?
Baby steps for Curtis. Instead of using it as a clothes rack.
Yeah. Hey, it was a hat rack for a minute, and then I said, you know what? Just like, let me fix this bike. So I aired the tire up, and then yeah. We say,
Right on.
we were grateful for the young people taking charge, trying to bring unity within the community, from politics to community solidarity. They are really stepped up. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they did.
All that.
Yeah.
Especially during the elections, man. The young people were out. They were out doing their thing, Tanya. We had Young Dynasty. She hosted an episode of her own on the Black Round Table, speaking to some of the candidates and getting to know the candidates, which was great. I think that was very impactful. It impacted some of the election results, just say,
Right.
with her doing that. So you got to meet these people, and then I think it's called the We Are El Paso, the newspaper section. I think that's what it's called. They came out with very extensive articles on all of the candidates, telling you a little more about them after her episode, because people were like, we don't know these people, but
Right.
El Paso Matters.com.
Matters.com.
Yeah, they were there, and with her doing that, she was young, a young 21-year-old young lady went out there and did her thing, and then everybody else followed suit. They wanted to know, they wanted to be involved. They're like, hey, what about us?
Right.
Candidates didn't want to talk to the young people, but they realized those 18 to 21
Those votes matter.
They matter. Their voices matter. They don't understand about politics. They don't understand why is it important to get out here and vote. And as you can see, when she took the lead on that, it made a change. So yeah, hands off to young people.
Exactly. Yeah. I was so proud of them. Just the young folks getting out there and educating themselves and educating their peers. All around about the candidates and what they like. And even if they agree to disagree or they were for one candidate versus the other, they were having these discussions. And I've seen that through, the internet, social media, and then again, the series that y'all ran that she was hosting, and just really talking about what politics means to them and understanding how the politics affects us day to day. And it was something great to see, because there's, I could even say in my generation, there's a bunch of people that just don't want to get out there and vote, feel like their vote don't matter. And to me, I'm like, look at Georgia. Your vote 100 matters. It matters. And, I don't understand. I still can't wrap my head around why people can't understand how local elections affect us so much more than these national elections and these runoffs, and getting educated about our mayoral candidates and our city council reps and all these different reps that are in the different communities and who you're putting into office, because they make a difference. Who's raising your taxes? If they're raising your taxes, where is that money going? The projects they promised, did they happen? Did they not happen? People aren't really educating themselves on what's going on and voting individuals back into these positions on a popularity contest and not really realizing what did they actually do for you? What did they actually do for your community?
Very good point.
You know? So I was so impressed to see that. And I hope that generation keeps that movement going, because there's so many people nationally, those young people that were out there talking about, you know, the guns in school and the schools being shot up. Like, this was the year that they could vote. This was the year that their voice is going to be heard, and their voice isn't going anywhere. And they're educating all those young people behind them, and even their elderly, you know, relatives are getting educated. So I just hope anybody who thinks that not learning about these candidates and not using your voice to vote, there's a reason they try to suppress your vote.
Okay.
Your vote matters. And I feel that so passionately. Like, use your voice and use your vote.
Yes.
Instead of this year is the reality that our youth go through it live in school and at home. Yeah. Had it not been for virtual learning, some kids would have stayed in a bad situation. And I'm glad that the schools continued and realized the importance of knowing that some of these kids don't eat unless they're at school.
Right.
So to have those lunches, I think that was hats off to the districts that did that, and that was a reality check as well. You know, understanding that, you know, some of these kids don't eat unless they're, you know, at school. That's their only meal of the day. You know. So,
my district even had food drives. For families to come by and pick up free boxes of food. So they've really stepped up and are doing their part for the community and for the children.
And that's a great thing. That's a great thing for this year and next year. So question for Fedora. So what do you know, what are the plans going into 2021 as far as kids in the classroom, or are you guys, with the shots being given out now, and they should be, they said by February, it should be start giving it to the teachers. So y'all in the classroom.
We haven't heard anything as of yet. We just went on break for Christmas. So right now, we probably won't hear anything until January, the first of the year, to see what's what. So we're just standing by and just still preparing for next year to go, you know, until we go back into the classroom, but still doing our lesson plans virtually and just setting up, you know, for the kids to come back and staying on pace with our curriculum. But we'll find out when we find out, and then we'll go in, and it'll still be on that scale wherein you have a certain group come in on certain days, you know, where it's no more than 10 kids in a classroom at a time, and they're socially distanced and spread out.
Okay. So let's transition to the wants versus needs for this year in 2020. So Dax, what have you learned as far as wants versus needs in 2020, and then going into 2021? What difference?
Oh Lord, quite a bit. Like, for myself, I focus more on my spiritual side. The materialistic side is pretty much just my needs, as far as, you know, regular clothes. I'm not going anywhere. I have no need for it. It's pretty much just staying in my closet. The only thing I replenish is just my water and food, and detergent and things like that for my apartment. And that's, other than that, that's it. And I mean, and it's helping me save money at the same time. So it's just, I mean, all it's doing is it's a win-lose situation. Just because of the fact that, you know, you have to be away from family members that live outside your home, but then at the same time, you're able to save a little bit, just so that you may be able to see your family later on, you know, after all this is over with. you know, God willing. Um, it's a lot of things that, you know, I hope that that we learn from this, as far as, you know, what is really actually a priority, you know, in our lives, and that's the main thing. You know, all the bad attitudes, cut it out. I don't care if it's you know, if it's like some, you know, from years ago, or if it's like, you know, something about, it could be anything. Blow it off. Let it go. Let it go, because you don't know when you'll see that person again, or you don't know if you try and get yourself right to be, you know, try and make amends. The next thing you know, they're gone.
Yeah,
It's not the way to go right now. So it's, you know, just pay attention to yourself. You know, live a positive lifestyle, you know, as much as possible. You know, and try and, like, just worry about the things that matter, literally matter to you.
Okay,
that's the main thing.
Right. What about you, Tanya? What 2020 wants versus needs, and then going into 2021, what do you want to see different?
I think Dax hit it on the nail on the head. You don't always have to have yes, you could spoil yourself and take care of yourself, but you don't always have to have the newest thing, or the, you know, shopping every week or getting the next. Like for me, y'all know me personally, I was obsessed with makeup. So I would buy the latest eyeshadow palette or makeup brushes or whatnot in the past, because that was my stress relief. Just sit in front of the mirror, playing makeup, and that was my one. But who was wearing makeup in 2020? You know, like who was doing what? You know, there was no need. So it was little things where you were able to save money, and those materialistic things really didn't mean much. The eating at home more, you know, connecting with family, connecting with my faith. I think this year I really connected with my faith, things that have been on my heart as far as getting involved in my church community and doing things I started doing, and just really focusing on what's important, you know, and leaving those things behind. And that gave me an opportunity. Like I made it a mission. I'm not a millionaire, but like every month, like pick one of my friends' small businesses and buy a thing or two just to support, and just to say, you know, I'm there. I see your hustle. I see you working hard. And I will send them a message like, look, you know, I'm going to support you this month. Let me know what you got going on. And, you know, I'm not a millionaire, but this is what we're going to do. So I just kind of decided to start helping people with their hustle. Not anything major, but just, you know, shouting them out on my Facebook page. Like, look where I got this jewelry, look where I got this, or I got that, to support friends, because again, that's who you're connecting with, the people. You miss that social interaction. I know in our office building, and then with you all, I used to see y'all a whole lot more in 2020. 2019, 2020, I've seen you on a screen. I don't think I've seen any of you in person, you know, and you miss that social interaction and that getting together, and we used to bounce ideas off of each other and enjoy food and talk and just, you know, fellowship and in a way. So I hope in 2021 people remember what we missed as far as those social relationships. You know, the computer and the Zoom and the connecting this way is great, but don't forget like what you missed when you weren't with those individuals. And I agree with Dax, like let the pettiness go. Like there's no need for drama. If you have a misunderstanding, if you think somebody said something that hurt your feelings, like be grown, let's talk about it. Like there's no reason that you should hold on to grudges or pettiness after we've overcome 2020. You know, a lot of people have lost their faith, or they've straightened their faith. People don't understand why, you know, our God is letting all of this happen right now with what's going on in 2020, and then having to connect to them with what our faith beliefs and what I'm saying, you know, what I see, because there's been a lot of loss. There's been a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and not only, you know, losing someone personally if they've passed away, but losing that sense of security that people have had in the past. So I just hope that we take all the lessons that we've learned personally in our life and apply it to 2021. Not go in and forget everything that happened this year, and just go into 2021 humbly and knowing that, you know, we're going to be okay. That there's a difference between a want and a need. You know, some people may really want that PS5 that people are going crazy about. I'm not a gamer, but I know people are going crazy over that. But do you really need it? You know, or is your light bill more important? Or is your having, you know, 3-4 months rent in the bank more important than those items. You know, what's, you know, do you really got to upgrade that cell phone, or is a cell phone you got working just fine and you don't really need a new cell phone and you don't need a new bill? I mean, I think we've learned so many lessons in 2020 that I hope move forward, because it has been, it feels like this is the year that's been going on for 10 years. Like there's just so much that has happened in 2020, and good and bad. But I really hope, Fedora and Dax hit on that as well, just that self-reflection. I really hope in the next couple of weeks, you know, give yourself some quiet time and reflect on the positive. Definitely there was a lot of negative that happened this year, but really force yourself to sit down and look at also the positive that happened. You know, do you got a roof over your head? Did you reconnect with that family member you haven't talked to in 12, 15, 30 years? Did you have a meal today? Did you think you weren't going to eat and a friend took care of you? Like, look at all the positive, because it's so easy to let that negative pile up and make you bitter and have anxiety and depression. But just take a moment and focus on 1, 2, 3, maybe 30 positive things that happened, you know, before 2021. So that way you can fix your mindset and know that despite all the negative, there were some really great things that happened this year.
Outstanding. What about you, Miss Fedora?
Well, for me, wants and needs, I think they were clearly defined in this year. In the last, I guess, say through 2.5 weeks, I've had a lot of loss personally. And it's just like, man, I am ready for 2020 to be done. Like, stick a fork in me, because I'm done. Like, when I tell you I am done, like, I'm ready. And anybody who knows me knows that Christmas time is my favorite, you know, holiday. It's my favorite time of the year. So I'm really, you know, just trying to stay in the Christmas spirit, even though, you know, there's been loss. But yeah, just to know that we are making it through. A lot of people did not, you know, will not see 2021. And if you're still here and the others that are in your life, that you start to pour into their lives. And like Dax was saying, pettiness has no place. Grudges do not have a place. And I always try to live my life like this. And I told my kids this when they were coming up. If you have an issue with a person, okay, if you know that if that person passed away and you would shed a tear and go to their funeral and cry, you would feel sad, then whatever your problem is with that person, let it go. And if it's really big and you need to sit down and talk, have that conversation, sit down and talk, write a letter, whatever it is you need to do, but make amends. So now on the other end of that, if that person that means if you would not shed a tear, if you would not attend, you know, a funeral, that means that that person really did not mean that much to you. And then, hey, that's on you, whether you get that off your conscience or not. Right. However, but if you will cry and you will feel sad that this person is no longer in your life, then you need to fix it. And it's a lot of people and families, close sisters, brothers, first cousins, whatever the case may be, that have issue with each other. They probably grew up being best friends. You know, you see one, you see the other. You know, other people outside would be like, oh, I thought that was your brother. Oh, no, that's my cousin. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But whatever the issue is, let it go. Because tomorrow it's not promised. And then you have to live with that. Whoever goes first, then you'll have to live with that. Oh, I should have squashed it. And then that's going to eat away at your heart and eat away at you when it all was probably a dumb misunderstanding anyway, which most arguments are. Most misunderstandings are. The other person has no idea, or if it's been so long, shucks, you've probably forgotten what the big issue was anyway. So freaking let it go. So yeah, let it go. Make amends, move forward, and like I always say, keep love in your heart. Just love will always win. Yeah. And so that's what I'm looking for in 2021, for love to continue to win.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm talking to myself when I said all that too.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself as well.
Yeah. We all
Yeah.
are.
And we are only human. We are not experts, and we
That's
get
right.
upset, mad, and everything. But you just got to remind yourself, some
Yep.
things are not worth it.
Mhm.
Life is too short. Life is
Mhm.
Way
too
too
short.
short.
And
Very
2020
true.
taught us that lesson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quick,
Y'all said,
They
fast.
proved it fast.
yeah, y'all said a lot of good things. I would say want versus needs is like Dax was saying about the clothes thing. I love shoes, and I'm still buying my shoes because they keep popping up on my Facebook timeline saying, "Ooh,
That's a trick, Curtis. That's a
boy,
trick.
he's killing you." And guess what? So when I go on and check my Yahoo, guess what? The same shoe pops up. So
You know
maybe
that's
it's the shoe
design,
god.
Curtis.
Maybe it's the shoe god talking to me. Maybe
Like
he's
my
saying,
mama used to say, it's nothing but the
No.
devil.
"Hey, you over here, Curtis, you might want to get this same shoe over here." So I just don't do it.
Good. Good.
It is marketing.
Thank you,
Whatever.
Monica.
Hey, Monica, you call it whatever you want. They got
Marketing
me.
101.
They
Yep.
got me for 3 pair in the last 2 months.
Right.
Oh God.
I couldn't help myself. And 2 other pairs keep popping up on my screen. I'd be like,
Let it
no,
go. Let it
let
go.
it go,
My
Curtis.
goodness.
You don't
You
need
know
it.
it's
You're not going
designed.
anywhere. And then I
And
said, oh man, I think like oh man, if I get them shoes, I got this blazer in the closet next year I can rock
Oh
this with
my goodness, man.
you know.
No.
Mm,
hey, Curtis, let me tell you something. And text me if this happens. Later on today, when you check your phone,
yeah.
you're gonna have 2 more notices in your phone because you know they listen, right? They know what you want, they know what you're looking at. So you're gonna
All
get
the
what
time.
mention the shoe, and I bet you $10, man, that it's gonna pop up on
Yeah.
your social media.
Right.
Yeah. And then another want and need, I don't have to go out and eat. I mean, I do know how to cook. I just sometimes I don't feel like sitting in there and cooking
Yeah.
and cooking and all that stuff. And so I rather just go to get something from a store or something like that. But that was a want. So I just needed to start cooking again, which I did, and
Mhm.
it lasted me a few days. So I start cooking like my grandmother, whereas I got the meal I cook lasts at least 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I cook meals
There
like
you
that
go.
last me 3 days. And then sometimes I would get tired of it. So
Ooh.
the 3-day thing is because I don't believe in throwing away food. So I try to cook it long enough to have at least 3 days worth of food. You know what I'm saying? So I got that's one thing. Those are the 2 things that I would say for me, wants and needs. But I just what I say is I just cut back and say you really don't need that right now. But that can wait till next year. But if they drop the price on it, then I go ahead and grab it.
Curtis, just say no.
You're gonna get a coupon saying 30% off when
Yep.
you get this.
Okay,
this
and that's what I need when they throw the
Something else,
coupon in
man.
there for your first purchase over $60.
That is a
I'm like,
want,
yeah.
Curtis. That is a want.
No.
So that's a want. Got it. Yeah. So and I would say, and I would have to echo everything that you all said about, hey, tomorrow's not promised. Put away the petty things going into this year, because like you said, Fedora, if you're gonna cry, if you're gonna shed a tear, if they're no longer here, then you need to mend those wounds and broken fences and stuff that you have with them. Be more humble towards your neighbor and your friends and everybody else. Do something nice for somebody. Um, you know, my grandmother passed away. I think I want to say November of last year. Not last year, a couple years ago. So what I did was I was in my feelings, and I was like, so what I did was what one of the counselors on the show that we had, I did what she said. I went in the kitchen, I cooked something that she would always cook for me. So I went in there and ate that, and I had that meal by myself. So those things you can do to help you in 2020 for those people that are no longer with you. That was some good advice from the counselor that we had on. Just do something that will remind you that made you smile about that person going into 2021. Do something that that they would just applaud your efforts for, whether it be giving back to the community, being more involved in church, uh, uh, whatever it could be, being a mentor or something like that. Do something that person is no longer here with you, that would be proud to say, I'm glad that you took that course of action. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say for going into 2021. Those things like that. So Hey, I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm looking for a better year. Fedora, I know I said I wasn't going to take the shot, but if the VA called me, I don't have a choice. So I don't have a choice. That's the Veterans Affairs for us
Always
retired.
got a choice, brother.
And if you don't take the shot, if they tell me you won't take the shot, you don't get your benefit.
Woo!
Take the shot. You know what
Can
I'm
they
saying?
do that? Is that legal?
Yes. Fedora, I'm gonna see all the updates I've been getting. They
America.
just put a law in place. Once again, I keep telling you, they put a law in place that says, hey, if an employee tells you you either get the shot or you can't come in this building or you can't work here, there's nothing you can do. You can't sue them. If they make that policy,
Wow.
because if you're a risk to the company by being in here, everybody else got the shot, but Fedora don't want to take the shot because she don't believe if it's not against your religious what you call it,
Beliefs.
yeah, your religious belief where you don't believe your religion does not believe in getting shots and stuff like that. If it's not against that or something else they said, then they can fire you.
Wow.
They can tell you, hey, well, you can't work here anymore. You know what I'm saying? So those people that think
That's
that,
interesting. I know, it. What I don't understand about it is that what people are not understanding, some people, not all, the vaccine is just that. It's not a cure. It's not going to cure COVID. Just like the flu, you can still get the flu. It may not be as bad as it was. This vaccine is not a cure. So I'm not really like somebody can go into the workplace who had the vaccine and still spread COVID to all the employees. It just means that the effects of COVID-19 are going to be less than what it would have been had you not got the vaccine. But that I'm not understanding that rationale. Like if you don't get it, you can't work. That makes no sense to me because it's just like a flu shot. It's not curing anybody. It's just simply giving somebody a vaccine to have a better survival rate.
And then with this one, you have to have both of them. So let's say if you take one and you still going, to work, just like Tanya said, it can be spread. And then the second one will give you more of a resistance, to not get it. But the first one, and you can't take it for so however long before you can take it. And then there's still another wait time before it's totally, effective where you have that build up wherein you won't, catch it if you come in contact with another person. So right now, everybody just still has to be vigilant and remain safe and, do their due diligence. Just like when you travel, Curtis, you got tested. Just be responsible, test yourself going, test yourself returning, and just do the right thing. I mean, we're all adults. We all know what's right and what's wrong, and protect your children. Just do what's right. Like protect yourself, because I don't see why people are waiting. Oh, the government, it's a place that says, you don't have to wear any type of protective mask covering or anything. Do you think I'm gonna wait on the government to tell me something, child? Before they mandated here that you had to wear masks going into buildings and stuff. Child, I had my mask on everywhere I went, so it was nothing new to me. I'm like, who's gonna protect me better than me? Right. And even when you fly, don't wait on anybody to give you a wipey to wipe. Child, you better carry your wipes with you in your purse or in your fanny pack, and your spray and everything else, hand sanitizer. Don't wait on anybody else to tell you anything. You're in control of your, health and protection. Shoot.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Well, hey, we've come to the end of another Sweet 915 episode. Tanya, Dax, it was good to see y'all again. Hopefully we can see each other in the
year coming.
The year coming where we can touch each other and give each other a hug. Say, hey brother, it's good to see you, or sister, it's
right
good
on.
to see you again. Tanya and I can go do our the Italian restaurant we used to go to, the garden in Olive Garden, eat our soup and garlic.
Yes,
that was Tanya and I's thing, Dax. Sorry.
Hey, we might want to make it our thing too.
Yeah, that's when we go and have our talks at Olive Garden. She and I, we don't see each other for a long time. We meet at Olive Garden, soup and bread and salads and stuff like that.
That's right.
Come to. That's we brainstorm and talk about what's going on and good with us and stuff like that, and relationships. We give each other advice. That's Tanya and I's thing. But if
Cool.
Monica and Dax and Fedora wants to come, you guys are welcome.
Yeah,
You can
come
come,
on.
Tanya.
Thank you very much.
You said
I
y'all
just
can
might.
come. You're good to go. So before we head out, we'll start with Dax and say, hey, what you got for the people, man, before we close out?
Just practice patience. Be peaceful with everybody as much as possible. I mean, it's enough of stress that people already go through. So just be patient with your neighbor. Eat well, drink a lot of water, mind your business. That's it.
Mind your business.
That's it. Mind your business. Yeah. I love y'all.
I like that, Dax. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think, like I said earlier, take a moment to reflect on the positive, whether you're, spiritual, religious, or, whatever you believe in. Take a moment and just focus on the positive and, not so much the negative. It's been hard. Reach out. Somebody said it. Reach out to the neighbor or the friend or the family member, somebody who you haven't talked to, who's on your heart. It's not too late. Do that. Get rid of the pettiness, the misunderstandings, let all that go. And just center yourself to go into 2021, positive. And I look forward to, if y'all wrote a book or a poetry book, or you got some memoirs coming out or something, just whatever creativity thing you did during 2020, release that, let us see it. I'm excited. But above everything, take a moment to yourself and center yourself to go into 2021 positive.
Miss Fedora.
Well, my final words is keep love in your heart. Going to 2021 with a positive outlook. It can only go up, and mend any broken hearts, fences, ill will, whatever it is, mend it in 2020. So going into 2021, you can build those better relationships and just move forward.
I would tell y'all to continue to tune in to Sweet 915. We had a great year. We talked about a lot of great things. We hope to have more guests to come on and talk about the various topics. Be our guest, like you said, be our guest, and come on and tell us what you want to talk about. Send in your questions that you may have, or some topics you want us to talk about in 2021. I think we'll be back January the 3rd. Back January 3rd. Our next broadcast will be January 3rd. So you can subscribe and follow us online at Sweet 915. Also, if you have time to subscribe to Sweet 915 on the YouTube channel, so that you can go back and watch the broadcast if you like, and give us a like or two. Just come on out. Remember, no topic is taboo. We're open to all subjects, and if you're a professional, in a certain profession and you want to talk about what you do, come on the show and talk. We want to hear from the young people too. We want to hear from the young people. We want to know what's your plans for 2021. Following what your college choices are. Why did you choose that specific college? I want to hear about it, because it's important to me to know, what's the best college. Why did you choose that college? And we're thinking about a forum to help you guys get scholarships and things of that nature. So remember to continue to tune in to Sweet 915, and we thank you for watching us today. It's Sunday. Playoff season is around the corner, so we thank you guys for tuning in, and God bless y'all.
All right.